Bike advocates argue if cars slow down, everyone is safer, but they're working through decades of culture and infrastructure that has formed roadways with only drivers in mind. As the legislature rolls on this session, News Center Maine's David Guilford caught up with advocates who are tracking dozens of bills that impact their lives on the roads.
The Maine Bicycle Coalition is monitoring some 50 bills this legislative session and rode here to the State House on Thursday alongside some powerful allies to lay out their priorities to make our roads safer. To the cyclists, there are simple problems with potentially complex solutions. According to the National Safety Council, speeding was a factor in 29% of all traffic fatalities in 2020. The Bicycle Coalition believes that's enemy number one.
People in this state have a right to walk and ride a bike without being killed or seriously injured.
Joyce Taylor, Maine DOT's chief engineer, published a transportation plan to review our long-standing roadways for potential changes.
We have a lot of roads with no shoulders or very small shoulders, so it makes it uncomfortable to bike. And so we're looking at areas, where can we add shoulders, what does make sense. And then there are just other roads where probably bicyclists are fine because it's such a low amount of traffic on them.
For advocates, they face the fact that roads were designed for cars, and in many places to move those cars along quickly. Jean Sedaris, the coalition's executive director, spoke with us about trying to shift our culture's views of roads as they asked drivers to slow down voluntarily and ask governments to shrink travel lanes to reach the same effect.
Fundamentally, we all want to be safe out there on the road, and slowing down vehicles, slowing down traffic, creating these other spaces does also make it safe for the drivers. And that's where we want to really find the common ground, is how do we all be safe out there and be able to move safely.
Now about the bills in question. The coalition is prioritizing LD 256, which would offer e-bike rebates to low and middle income Mainers. LD 730, which would require 1 hour of traffic safety to be taught in our schools. LD 1156, which would fund more trail systems statewide. And LD 1780, which would regulate so-called micro-mobility. That's everything from bikes to scooters to skateboards. The city of Portland has launched its own overhaul of some of its streets to better include non-car traffic. Sedaris said there is a model to replicate there, but said we need to meet Mainers where they're at in our small towns as well. That, to her, will be a true mark of success. In Augusta, David Guilford, News Center, Maine.